chill, whatnot, zaza, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? Man, I'm a little bit like, man, I'm gonna. Sorry, I was starting singing a fucking Dochi song, but I'm just a silly Billy right now. Yeah, I'm not even talking about Avatar. Right? On my other atlases, I'm talking about Avatar, but I'm not. I'm just here to do my look cute, whatever. You know what I mean? Try to look, and that's it at the moment. I don't really care about anything else. I mean, I don't know what to yap about. Like I have stuff I want to yap about, but I always gotta feel out the people that join the lives and stuff like that. Cause if I just start yapping about this shit and it's no cool peeps, I ain't gonna lie, I fucking hate y'all. It's always the first people that always join the live dictate everything, bro. Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, no. Hope y'all been good and shit. I've been fucking around. I didn't even work out today. I need to get back. I only worked out 2 times this week. I need to get back in like my fucking 3 day workout and shit like that. Cause it's like I don't know. Working out for me is like a sense of discipline. It like it dis. But I feel like that's interesting. I feel like everybody has a different sign of like discipline. Like I feel like oh, let me actually moisturize my hair. I feel like doing makeup every day can. What's good, Nelly? How you doing? But I feel like doing makeup. I hope you've been good. I feel like doing makeup every day is a sign of discipline. You know what I mean? It's a sign of like, oh, let me get lock in, do my makeup so I can leave out the house and everything. Maybe making breakfast for some people. It really depends on how. Pretty good. That's good to hear, man. That's actually great to hear if you're doing great. Hey, that's one thing because usually people they usually say, hey, man, they usually say shit, nothing's working out. Yeah, but which is understandable in the society that we live in. High key. Loki, do you even have the right to be doing it? Getting empowered with research and homework? Yeah. I need to do my homework. My AD I haven't been taking my ADHD meds because I'm scared of how it's gonna interact with my HRT. So I'm like a little bit indifferent on that. You know, I'm very indifferent on that. So I'm like, you know, like it's just like a like a little thing. Like I'm kind of scared because it wasn't working well with my antidepressant. So I'm like, I don't know. And so I've been really fucking everything off. I love my major. Hey, yeah, man, you're in a major where you have to research, study, and write papers consistently. What's good, Scarlett? How you doing? Pookie Boo. Whoever said I'm a Pookie Boo, I'm not your Pookie nigga. Nah, I'm playing. Yeah. Am I playing? No, wait, time out. Maybe I am not playing, bro. Like, yo, I'm not your Pookie nigga. Nah. Yeah, but how you doing? Man, like I said, I don't really have that much to talk about right now. You're my favorite Pookie. So you got multiple Pookies. Yo, is that ethical to have multiple Pookies? What's good, Mike? How you doing? I'm doing good. I'm just getting ready for something right now. I'm a bit slow working because it's like I haven't been taking my ADHD medication, so it's a little bit. What's good, Asher? How you doing? How you doing? Am I tripping or are those blue birds on your necks? No. There's no bluebirds. That's funny. In class? In class. How old are you? In class. Ramadan Mugbar, yeah. Shout out to Ramadan, bro. Shout out to Ramadan. Yeah. Yo, in class. Yo, a college. I know a college student ain't on TikTok live dealing with this student debt. Yeah. Shout out to Happy Ramadan. Yeah. Did you see they put fire red and leaf green on the eShop for like $20? You know what's crazy? That's actually kind of cheap for Nintendo and Game Freak, and that's really sad to say. To be fair, I bought my Fire Red copy for $60. So it's like say what you want, and I do not agree with it. But yeah, what are they? What are they? Don't leave me. I mean, they don't have to answer. They could just leave. But it's like, hey man, anytime someone's like gives any hints of being a child around me, I gotta weed it out. I'm sorry. I gotta set that boundary. I and you know what's funny? Low key, it has to do with my upbringing on the internet because I was actually in proximity to a lot of adults growing up on the internet. And I look back at it and I was like, the shit that them niggas was doing, I would never want to do. I would never want to do. And I think like setting that boundary is something I'll learn because of let me put some music on and my experience and shit like that. I just see some shit and I'm like, yeah, I gotta set that boundary. You feel me? I gotta make sure niggas know. Yeah. You shouldn't be dabbing up chatting with a nigga like me 24/7, right? But anyways, going back to it, right? Did you see they put? But yeah, no, Fire Red and Leaf Green being on the Switch, was like a let's think about it like this. What are the two official ways you could buy Fire Red? You could buy GameCube, which costs more. GameCube Fire Red, which is like $60, right? At minimum, probably. Like maybe you could find something 40, or buy you know what I mean? Let's get an Etsy witch to tell us your future. I don't want an Etsy witch to tell me my future. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I don't play around with witchcraft. I'm not saying I believe or don't believe in it, but I respect the practice enough to be like, hey, that's some shit that I don't like. If I'm not knowledgeable on it, I don't want to mess with it out of respect and safety precautions. You feel me? Yeah, because I'm not someone that likes to fuck around and find out with certain things. I like to fuck around and find out on my own terms. You feel me? This is not one of those things. I don't want to play around. Let's say the Etsy witch magic is bad. Let's talk about, maybe they actually are like good at witchcraft. Their spells do shit. They just fucking suck. What would happen? You could play around with me. I'm good. Anyways, yeah. Going back to it, right? With the Etsy, I don't know, like if you want to play around with your life with the Etsy witchcraft magic, I think that's valid on you. Protection spell. But listen, fuck it. What if the Etsy witchcraft magic protects me from the bad bitches? You know what I mean? What are we protecting ourselves from? You know what I mean? Like, let's talk about it. Like, that's a whole Tyler. Yo, I feel like that's a whole Tyler Perry movie. This Etsy witch protected me from the bad. I wanted a protection from the Etsy witch, but all she did was protect me from the bad bitches. Help me. That's terrible. No. That sounds like a Quan Mill book. It sounds like but like, you know what, like maybe that's like a kid's bop of Quan Mill because how like crazy Quan Mill books are. But anyways, let me do my look. It's a Quan Mill. Yo, Quan Mills, I just gave you an idea. This Etsy witch. Oh man, terrible. But shit. Let me get doing my face and everything. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really tired at the moment. What's good, Wizzy? How you doing? You having a good one, Wizzy? But I've been tired because I haven't. And you know what? I am doing something terrible with my life. You know what? I haven't been praying the past 2 days, and it's good, cool. I worship you. You see, this is why I can't talk about shit, because y'all niggas be saying weird shit right away. Just talk to me like a human being. I don't want to hear that bullshit that you worship me. Just say hi, what you doing, how you doing, hope you having a good day. Fuck that worship shit, that makes me feel weird. I want to talk to real human beings, alright? That's not a real human being. You sound like someone that you want to throw your life away from somebody. I don't want you to throw your life away from me. No. Now you can't default that hello, Alphaless, how your day been. You made me feel uncomfortable now. Like, apologize. Alright? Like, hello? Like, this is not no fucking cult. Nigga, I wake up and fucking jack the fuck off, bruh. Like, you think I want to, like, come to TikTok and niggas be, I worship you? I didn't mean it that way. What the fuck does I worship you mean, nigga? What does that mean? Wake up! Hey, yo, exactly. Just that, now you going, hey, yo, this the nigga you worshiping. Wake the fuck up. Hey, yo, like, God. What's good, Tommy? How you doing? I didn't say hi to someone else, bro. I didn't say hi to. What's good, Najee? How you doing? I'm tired of the weather one day. No, I'm gonna be honest. It's actually warm for me. 32 degrees is so. What's good, Venomous? But 32. I actually think I could wake up with my dick. I could go outside with my dick out, and I'll be perfectly fine. Not saying I'll do it, but it's like it's so warm outside for 32 degrees. I fucking love it. Your chocolate looks pretty. Thank you. I need to do my whole look. I'm delaying. I need to do my makeup and everything. Anyways, what was I talking about before I went on a rant? Yeah. Styrofoam cups. Terrible. But mind if yo yeah what yo, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Anyways, yeah, what are we talking about? Someone help me. Someone help me remind me what we was talking about. Yeah. Your hair is cool. Thank you. No, I'm not flustered. I just want to know. Can someone remind me what we was talking about? I'm trying to remember. Help me. I swear to God, I had a line of consciousness that was happening, and then it disappeared. Yeah, whatever. I guess we just gotta restart. I'm overwhelmed this week. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Nigga, we was not talking about Lord of the Rings. I don't give a fuck about Lord of the Rings. I only worship make this down. I don't believe in any will worshiping anybody. These nuts in your mouth. Oh, you did not have nuts in my mouth. I do not like this propaganda that you're speaking that I have the nuts in my mouth, bro. Shut your ass up. Let's go Beach Boys. Polytings. Are we talking about polytings? No, I swear to God, what was we? I had a line of thought that was happening, and now it disappeared. Yeah. I'll type something though. Please don't get offended. I won't get offended. I'm just gonna mute you right now. Yeah. No, I'm offended that you asked me not to get offended. You should just ask the question, bro. I just don't want to hear it now. Like, come on, nigga. Like, oh, yo, oh my God, please don't get offended what I'm about to say. I won't. I just don't want to see it. What's good, Bim? How you doing? Can you beat Flame? Why I can? Yeah. Like, I don't know. I just don't care. Like, I just don't care enough to hear what you got to say if you have to start off like that. Now, don't get offended, but like, yeah. Oh man, that was funny. But anyways, we was talking about Quantum Mill. We was talking about Etsy witches. We was talking about Etsy witches protect you from the. But what? There was a thought process that I had that was there, and I lost it. Ah, you guys are so evil. You guys are so evil. You guys are so fucking evil, bro. I really hate y'all niggas. Y'all ruined it for me. Yeah, I had a line of thought process, and every single one of y'all ruined it for me. I have to postpone the cooking competition for another week. I probably will. I can't do it today. I had something to do with Trin and Nisi, but maybe. That's funny though, poly things. What can I talk about? You know what I mean? What's good, VJ? How you doing? What could I talk about? Let's see my drafts of all my videos that I have. Lesbian discourse. Oh fuck no, I'm not talking about that. I do have something I wrote up here, and we had these conversations in my Discord, and we're gonna leave it there. Yeah, we're gonna leave it there. Yeah, I need to know if I'm gonna get 30 bans in 2 years, bro. I don't, like I said, y'all playing on Etsy witches names, bruh. No, yeah, it's such a stream setup. Dang. What do you mean stream setup? No. I didn't have a real stream setup. It's just like I like following a flow of consciousness that I have when I'm on stream. There's a flow of consciousness that I have to develop, and then I'll follow. Right when I started developing the consciousness, all of y'all niggas ruined it. But y'all can help me refine this flow of consciousness. But guess what? It's not Lord of the Rings. I fucking hate Lord of the Rings. Yeah. And I hate it, not because I watched it. It's because it's too long, and I don't want to watch it. Yes, the One Piece fan is saying Lord of the Rings is too long. I don't care. Yeah. I would hate Lord of the Rings to your honor. Nigga, the next dick riding thing that you say to me, I'm gonna mute your ass for the rest of the live. I don't want to hear I'm gonna hate Lord of the Rings in your honor. I'd rather talk to somebody that's like, why do you hate Lord of the Rings? You should like it because of X, Y, and Z. Don't mute me again. Oh no, I'm muting you again, bro. I'm sorry. You're fucking up my vibes right now. I don't like dick riding. Like, y'all gotta realize I don't like dick riding. Like, I really don't like dick riding. I don't. I'm sorry. Like, unless you literally ride on my dick. But you know what's the craziest thing? I'd rather get pegged than to have my dick rode. So it's like, that's how much I don't like dick riding. You know what I mean? So it's like we need to stop this. Yeah. Like, I would rather argue than have somebody hate their favorite thing because of me. Yeah. Like, yeah, you're like, you know what I mean? I'd rather argue than someone dick ride me. I'm sorry. Like, that's the type of nigga I am, bro. Like, you think I want you worshiping me? No, I don't. That's a boundary set. You're a dick rider. Like, I'm just like, look at me setting boundaries. You know, look at me setting boundaries. Yeah. That's so funny, bro. Like, yo. Yo, I bet niggas watch my streams on the other app. And they're like, how do you not get muted in one of my streams? Like, they be watching this shit and like, how do you not get muted in an Afro stream? But you know what's crazy? I don't have this problem on Twitch. Yeah. Like, that's rank 1. No, but it's like, listen. If I had a content creator that hated One Piece, you know how I'd feel? I'd feel like, damn, you hate something I like? Urgh. But you do you. I feel like that's what it should be like. It should be, like, I want you to feel attacked. I don't want you to, like, I only want people that agree with me, that understand me, that put me on, that like, we have to share similar, and if you don't share, that's fine. That's fine. We different. You know what I mean? As long as we not disrespectful. You know what I mean? Ever since Katie got exposed and started dick riding, bro, all out of nowhere, shit pissed me off. Unfortunately, I can't talk about basketball on these streams because these niggas are idiots. Now I'm playing because these niggas don't like basketball, unfortunately. But going back to it though, right? I was talking about dick ride. Yeah, nigga, I'm the one that's trying to find a good dick to ride. Don't ride my dick, all right? I'm trying to find a good dick to ride, or the good strap to ride. I don't know. I be ending up with the people that I see myself with people that have straps more so than whatever's, but you know, who cares? Anyways, yeah. Hello, Ghoulish. No. You're not getting away. You're not getting away hopping on a different platform. Mods, do your thing. Yeah. No. We are not having main character Andes here, all right? We do not want a main character, and you're going to take this time out until you get rid of this main character Andy syndrome, bro. All right, man? Yeah. Do we have any mods? Yeah, oh, man. No, wait. Who's that one girl? Get him gone. Get him gone. Yo, you're like, who's that one girl? Get him gone. Get him gone. Yeah. Yeah, they want screen. You know what's crazy? Everybody gets screen time on my shit. You don't have to try to get screen time. Let me go get the TikTok real quick. Should take it care of. I hope you didn't ban. Like I said, it's just a timeout. Just a timeout. I just hope it's just a timeout, not a ban. Yeah. Wait, let me see. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's what I wanted. Yeah, that's fair. Get him gone. Get him gone. Anyways, my bam. Damn, you know that now. But anyways, going back to it. These nuts in your mouth. What was I gonna say? Trying to remember. No one's actually banned. No one's actually banned. But what was I saying though? What was I saying? I'm trying to remember. When does support become toxic? Oh, that's why I remember. I was playing Overwatch, and that's how you know I've been having it. Okay, I remember what I was talking about now. I've been playing Overwatch. That's how you know I've been like actually like my life has been terrible the past 2 days. And the worst part is I actually find Overwatch fun. I actually do find Overwatch a little bit fun. Now, do I find it fun playing with few people? No, I don't. Fuck Overwatch. Listen, in my personal opinion, if it's fuck Overwatch, you have to be fuck Marvel Rivals also. Like, you can't have one without the other. Like, if you are not on that wavelength, you're simply not a woke enough gamer. That like you're simply not a woke gamer if you cannot say both fuck Overwatch and fuck Marvel Rivals. You can't have one and have the other. That too a purse. I'm just being dead ass. Like you cannot have one with the. You have to be fuck both Overwatch and Marvel Rivals because both of them are going through both of them have gone through similar issues, similar lifespans, X, Y, and Z. The only difference with Overwatch is that Overwatch is actually becoming good for this season. The new meta anymore on Overwatch with how they class separated now. Fuck the cat, by the way. There's no I'm gonna be honest. Overwatch is better than Marvel Rivals at the moment. Like right now, at the moment, it is. Now Marvel Rivals can fix itself a little bit, but Overwatch meta is very open at the moment right now. Extremely open. Like, and that's the thing about and that's the thing about Overwatch meta. I think that's really good in a high play. There's not one set team that's dominating of everybody else. Now there's heroes that are in better. But there's not one meta that's better. I would say Marvel Rivals does have better maps because Overwatch just has maps that are terrible to play on. Terrible. But Marvel Rivals, the way how it's balancing everybody, if the devs gave a shit, Rivals could be doing so much better. But also, Rivals, number one, and this is a hot take, before the devs actually fix Rivals, they need... Listen, both Marvel Rivals and Overwatch got rid of their black character. Overwatch killed and nerfed their black character, and Marvel Rivals nerfed their black character to oblivion. They was both working together. It was like, let's make sure there's no black representation in our competitive scene on Black History Month. That I'm not even over exaggerating when I say this. There's not an over exaggeration. Like, crazy, right? You know what I mean? Like crazy. But, yeah. We need a strike. Fuck that. Listen, can be so dead ass, bro. Niggas think they woke for saying everything spiritually is real. You think niggas gonna want to strike these games? Like, you know what I mean? And it's not even me to say like okay, this is another thing I was talking about this in a chord. Let's actually talk about some serious shit. Fuck it. Yo, I really hate these spiritually Israeli jokes. And the reason why I say that is because niggas are just replacing the word with corny with spiritually Israeli. And it's really disgusting. It's someone, listen, before I want to say this, I fucking hate Baby No Money. And not for that much of a good reason. I just don't like that nigga, right? So you got me fucked up when you got me defending a white rapper. There was these niggas quote tweeting saying Baby No Money is spiritually Israeli when Baby No Money's been saying free Palestine before most of their favorite artists. Hell, most of their favorite artists don't even say, like, nigga, you dick riding Kendrick and Baby No Money still showing more vocal support for niggas than Kendrick. Let's talk about it. But not to say Baby No Money's a better artist, but it's like if we're talking about stuff that's spiritually Israeli, Kendrick would fall more on that line than Baby No Money, right? And niggas are trying to justify that joke, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, actually, it's like, are you all using a genocide as a way to just like say stuff that you don't like? It's like, Keem, why the fuck did you think Keem would? I'm sorry. No, low-key all shit. You really thought Keem was gonna like talk about some shit outside of his personal life? When has Keem ever been like someone like in a sense, it's funny because like I think Kendrick moved on from this, but Keem has never been somebody that's like give me a sec, I need to see something. Okay, they're not black furries, they're just oil, I think. Oh, that's my mom out. Here, I thought you'd do a quick pivot. Oh, you got hope. You got hope in celebrity still. Yeah, you got hope in celebrities that are part of the machine still. You funny. I'm sorry. My fault. Yeah. You got hope for celebrities. That's great. Yo, that's funny. That's funny. That's funny. You hopeful for celebrities, bruh. Yo, oh man, you funny. I'm sorry, cause like that, I'm letting you know, no, for a nigga, like no, cause I'm just saying, maybe it's cope. Goy sock is crazy, cause that's just anti-Semitic. Yeah, I know it's crazy. I mean, I think it's interesting how Nazism is making a comeback. You know, like in such a weird way, and how it's and how, like it's making such a crazy comeback right now with it's the fact that it's never left. You know what I mean? It's never left. It's just revealing itself and revealing how people are very prone to it. You know, and it's like all it takes is 2 seconds. All it takes is 2 seconds. You know, all it takes is 2 seconds. Cause it's like, and it's so funny, like Christians being anti-Semitic towards Jewish people for what Israel's doing, which I'm saying you should criticize Zionism, not Israel, right? I mean, no. You should criticize Zionism, not Judaism, right? But what has the Christian faith done? The Christian faith has done, in the Christian faith name, has done everything Israel's doing, but worse. But worse. You know, the Christian faith is the biggest, like, has been the biggest modern day imperialistic force. And in the past 400 years, even you could argue, say even longer, even Rome. Right? So it's like, why my question is, why do we not talk about Christians the same way we talk about Jewish people with Israel? And my genuine answer to that, not make my dunk on answer, is that we understand the nuance behind Christians. Here ass niggas. Yeah, it's funny. It's just so weird, because it's like people are saying Israel's like the root of all evil, but Israel's just like, if we really it's a U.S. colony, if we're being honest. So it's like, what does that say about the states? Like, we keep on saying, what does that say about the states? It's like Israel's set up as a it's like a setup. It's like a setup. You know what I mean? Like, for not projection, not dismissive. Is it dismissive? I'm not looking for the word dismissive. I'm not looking for the word dismissive. Scapegoat. Like, Israel's being set up as a scapegoat for Americans. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying America as a country, but America is gonna move as a country, because I think the American machine is so good where they have so many different scapegoats, right? Right now with ICE is gonna be turned into a scapegoat. Oh, we got rid of ICE. Look at us. We're improving as a country because we got rid of ICE. ICE was only there, like, as a very young program. And it's like, you never know how it's going to evolve, right? And then when is it, I guess the question for them, because it's going to, I believe it's generally going to happen. When is America going to officially use Israel as a scapegoat? You know what I mean? That's what I'm asking politically, because it's going to happen. But the machine does not see value in that scapegoatness yet. But they're going to see value in it soon, because they're already seeing value in using ICE as a scapegoat. Already, you know what I mean? Because, like, the way how you can see about it is how celebrities talk about certain things, and the way how you can see what's being set up as a scapegoat is the way how you're able to see how celebrities are able to talk about stuff, right? What are celebrities able to say? I'm not allowed to say on national television, right? You can say fuck ICE on national television now, and you won't have to say an apology or nothing. But if you're a mainstream celebrity and you say free Palestine, not even fuck Israel, free Palestine, they will force you to apologize. That just happened to Spike Lee. So it's like, the America propaganda machine has a multitude of different scapegoats that it's setting up. a multitude of different scapegoats that is setting up, right? And that's something we have to be extremely aware of, because it's going to be the delusion of progress. It's going to be the delusion of progress. You know, Trump is a scapegoat. Trump is a scapegoat. Trump is a scapegoat. Trump is a scapegoat. ISIS is a scapegoat. Israel's a scapegoat. It's gonna turn into a scapegoat. It's not a scapegoat yet, but it's going to turn into a scapegoat. We have our own pluralism. You know, it's funny. I'm not someone that feels comfortable criticizing people's faith on my stream, because I do not think we will have open discussions about it because of that. I'm not talking about my personal opinion, right? And I hate to say that because it's like, if you are queer, and I just realized that in my college class the other day, and it fucked me up. Because I asked a simple question about this dude's faith. And not even a dude I was asking. This girl came up and she has such an emotionally charged and defensive response. And I was patient with her. And I let her get her shit off, and like I didn't want to challenge her, because I was like, oh, she's super passionate about this. But it's like, damn. Imagine if I went back at her and had my emotionally charged moment with my exploring queerness and everything, and not just that, about how Christian faith has led me further away down the line from being who I am. Right? How would I be allowed to do that? Would I be allowed to be that emotional? Would I be allowed to be like that? You know what I mean? And that's why I hate to say it. That's why I can never really take a Christian seriously when they say we're being demonized. Because there will always be space for Christians to vent out their struggles. Always, in any setting. They could go in any setting and vent out their struggles, and they will not have their life threatened in America. You know? You can vent how there's fake Christians and how they're representing you badly, la 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 la. But whenever I vent about how no matter what, fake or real Christians, how it influenced my life, destroyed my life at a mass, there's good ones, get over it. You just gotta accept God. You know, it's a social power dynamic. It's a nasty. Like I'm noticing more huge social power dynamics. Huge social power dynamics. Right? Huge social power dynamics. And it's really, in my opinion, it's really scary. Like, I feel like, especially in America. Yeah, it is people. It's not just like it's funny because religion in itself is tribalism in a sense. Religion in itself is tribalism, but um, I think I feel like a lot of people, we are born to understand the power that comes with Christianity socially. You know, I don't think people there, there's more churches than town. There's more churches. There's more churches than towns and cities in America, with how diverse it is. There is a social power and it's funny because white people even gave black slaves this social power. You know what I mean? People even talk about a social even white people were like, oh, you guys are Christian in the black church, we're gonna make sure to give you this space. You know, more churches than homeless shelters. Exactly. That's okay, but I went further from my main point. And maybe it's because deep down inside, I actually disagree with my main point. But I understand my position in society, and I know I'm playing the long game. So like maybe it's that, hopefully, but I don't know. Uh, um, but I hate that I have to do this. Damn. I hate that I'm always the mature one. Actually, I hate I'm always the one that always holds space. I'm always the one that, like, not just holds her tongue, but like just has to like just deal with it everywhere. It's like I'm inherently low-key telling myself to shut up and dribble whenever someone's like everybody's allowed to be emotionally charged, but I'm not. You know? And it was crazy because someone else called this girl out for being emotionally charged because like also, you know what I mean? It was funny. Someone else in the class called her out on it, but I just found it like wow. Like the more like the more it sits with me, it's okay to speak emotionally, but I'm more so saying the class was able to hold space for her. While I felt like I had a target on my back. And it's like, if I really went in to talk about my identity with how I was trying to find my religion, and how it hurt me and it helped me letting go and helped me be more queer, more happy, just me personally, and I had that emotionally charged, right? What would happen to me? Like, it's not safe for me. It's not. You know, there's a social power dynamic. There's a social isolation. There's a social and this was last week in college. This is last week. No, wait. Was today Friday? It was this week. No, but it's I don't think it's like I think it's okay to have emotionally charged. I think it's okay to have emotionally charged stuff, statements. I think that's fine. But my issue is like the power balance and dynamic between who's allowed the grace of being emotional, who's allowed the grace of saying stuff that's kind of inconsiderate, right? Who's allowed that grace? That's my question. Like a hold and measure response with everything. Exactly. But you know what's funny? It's like Christians can talk about their faith emotionally anywhere they go in America. They're allowed to be emotional. They're allowed to be confused. They're allowed to be conflicted. They're allowed to be lost. They're allowed to be. Dude, Christianity grants you the power of nuance. You know what I mean? And that's why abusers benefit from Christianity because Christianity grants them the power of nuance. And the more community than religiously. No, 100% it goes down. Like, because more people can relate to a Christian. Because I'm going to say this being a Christian is the most relatable thing in America. It is. We understand that religion the most. Like, even though we understand that Jesus was not that bad of a guy, we understand the contradictions. Like we actually like people want to say there's not a single person in America that thinks Jesus is a piece of shit unless they're white. Like I'm sorry, like no, like unless they're just being cynical, you know. You know what I mean? It's like the church grants people the power of nuance, and if you don't have the church, you're not granted and blessed the power of nuance. You know, you are not blessed and granted with the power of nuance. And you know, like you know what I really originally wanted to say, but then like I just thought about what happened to me this week, and it like I low key started kind of got sad that I'm not allowed to have these emotionally charged moments. I'm not, you know, like I kind of got sad. I can't go on an outburst. I have to always have the perfect words for everything, and if I like I have to always have it because no one fucking understands me, you know, and because of this shit. I originally wanted to say I don't like challenging people's faith because I feel like it's better and more productive to have an open conversation, not challenging, but people expressing themselves, and more so challenging how they project their faith onto other people. That's what I was gonna say, you know, and I think that's better. It's like I treat people's faith like I treat people's identities of queerness, where it's like, okay, that's your journey, I respect that, but how are you projecting it onto other people is how I'm more concerned about it. That's what I wanted to say, and I do think I'm somewhat right on that. That's a better conversation to have. But it's the privilege of grace that who's allowed to have the privilege of grace of not doing that? That's my question. Who's allowed the privilege of grace of being able to speak out of line, to be able to project, to be able to be dismissive and not understanding of other people's lives? That's my question. Who has that privilege of grace? Not me. Not me. And that's what disgusts me. That's what disgusts me. What if I went up there and talked about how as a trans woman and how Christianity deemed this to me? What would happen? I'd probably be seen as a dangerous woman there. I don't know. That's really heavy, low key. What's good, Alexander? How you doing? It's crazy how I feel powerless in every single sense in my life. In so many different ways of isolation, I feel so powerless. You know? How how can I live life like this? How? Like actually how? How? Ooh man. How? You know? How? It's so powerless. That's why I say like when it comes to this queer infighting shit, honestly, I think we should be talking about how people identify themselves and not how they project their identification onto other people. Because reality, no matter what you choose, it's isolating. This shit is the most isolating thing you can accept into your life. Choose, accept, embrace, doesn't matter. It's the most isolating thing you could do. It is undeniably the most isolating thing you can do when it comes to a hierarchy of social power. It is. In a hierarchy of social power, It's incredibly isolating. You know, incredibly isolating. Let's say even if it is a choice, why would anybody choose this outside of personal clarity and satisfaction? You feel me? A feel good joint. I can't watch a movie tonight because I will be on some D's nuts in my mouth time. I'm gonna restart the live if you're watching on it because it started off mid on this app. I won't lie. So I'm gonna restart the live again. Hopefully it doesn't start off mid, but yeah, I'll be like, not, you know what I mean? If you're still watching me, not here. Let's go feel again. Anyways, I'm supposed to be doing my makeup. Isn't that crazy? Tonight with nuts in your mouth. That top is gorgeous on you. Hello, thank you, Liz. How you doing? How you doing, Liz? Oof, ooh, man. That was a little fun discussion. That was a wee bit of a fun watching my streams is like, you really gotta be the friend that's too woke to be in my streams, unfortunately. I don't even think that's unfortunate, but that's kind of funny. Like, what's good, Hagrid? How you doing? Ooh, is that from like Harry Potter? Hagrid. Yeah. What were we talking about? We was talking about some deep shit. Honestly, I'm gonna leave it at some deep shit. Like, I'm fine with moving on now because it's like it's just triggering. You know what I mean? It's just triggering. It's just triggering. Yo, I don't know if you're still on the live, Hagrid, or if anybody else is on the live over here. Can y'all just start typing random stuff? It would really help me out, low key. Just keep typing random stuff. Like, just go like, hi, how you doing? Hope you good. La la la. Like, it helps. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, let me see. How you doing? Yeah, just keep typing stuff. I'm doing good. Give me a second. Please work now. Please work. All right, just keep saying random stuff. What's up, Alexander? Where are you from? Type something again. Type something again. Type something again. Type something again. Okay, it worked. It worked. It worked. It worked. All right. Okay, it's good now. It's good now. I'm doing good. Where are you from? I'm from these nuts in your mouth. Okay, y'all don't need to type anymore. We don't need spam. It's all good. We did it. We did it. We did it. Thank you. Thank you. Well, Alexander, what's up? What's up? But yeah, I'm doing good. But yeah, this is what the top looks like, I guess. Like, it's like a little bit. But I didn't work out today. I don't feel like working out today. I don't feel like it. But I'll work out tomorrow. I didn't do my ab workout. I did like 250 push-ups in one day now, and I'm like without the weighted vest. I'm low-key gonna try to reach to 300 again, doing 300 push-ups like a week maybe, but in one day specifically, like 300 push-ups in one day, you know. But yeah. But anyways, shit. Y'all, am I like okay? A genuine question: do y'all think I'm like too real for the internet? Out of curiosity, in y'all opinion, do y'all think I'm like actually too real? Like look, you see the way how I navigate, you see the way how I converse, how I like, or let me not say, because realness is like seen as like pride, vulnerable, because that's what realness is. Realness is actually vulnerability. Do y'all think that or no? Out of curiosity, 210 squats? No, how come? They're just enough for the time being. I don't know, but it's I don't know. I don't know if you're being, because I be saying so much shit. I be saying so much shit to a camera that's there, right? I be saying so much shit. You know, it's fun. I find comfort in saying crazy shit. Like, I actually find so much comfort in saying crazy shit. Like, I say so much comfort just being like say, I guess it reminds me of like simpler times, low key. It reminds me of a lot of simpler times. I'm a simple person. I'm a simple person. I'm my fault. If anything is too real. That's true. There are more like you online. You're very upfront. That makes me I feel insane because I can't pick up on shit. That is true. I'm very direct with everybody. You know, I'm very direct on shit. Yeah, because I just tell people how I feel about them. I'm like, yo, you're pissing me off right now. You know what's crazy? I never always ever really want to insult somebody. Like I'm just saying how I feel type shit. It's never like really honestly me trying to diss somebody. Like if I'm really annoyed with you, I'm literally just gonna I'm annoyed as fuck at you. Yo, thank you, Anonymous. I appreciate it. It's needed though. And it's like I could be wrong on it. You know, I apologize at times. You're so pretty. Can I see your necklace? Or caught my eye. Why you want to look at my choker, nigga? I'm sorry. Yeah. But like since we've been on this virtual spectrum for so long, we'll be able to see the shift. So I guess we're all kind of stuck in our own ways, and we kind of see comparison shift of new gen content. I guess so. Yeah, nonchalant dreadheads. I wish like to be like you one day. Who the yo, can we start this calling nonchalant dreadhead comment like racially charged, bro? What the fuck is nonchalant about me? Yeah. Updated thoughts on my Maeda. Okay. Updated thoughts on Maeda Ichiro. Are they probably 14? Oof. But Mayada was a fraud. Mayada is a fraud, right? He was. But after going into the Thailand, right? After going into Thailand, we have to understand this is a Japanese mangaka writing this. Do you think they're gonna let any other Asian beat Miyata? So Miyata had to have the racist Japanese Asian buff to beat a nigga. they even say in anime, man. People in Thailand, bro, they only fight for money. You actually fight for a reason. You telling me Miyata literally lost to a nigga in Japan who only fought for money? You know what I mean? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Yeah. So the Japanese nigga could dog walk him for wanting to pay for money, but no, not the Thai. No, but unironically, but yeah. On my research, I think your platform is actually brilliant. The way you create spaces for your own and communal belong. Too real for the internet? Yes, but so defiantly. Because the structure of the internet doesn't want you to be making the thing you're making. That is true. It doesn't. Yeah. But I require everyone nonchalant. No, you don't. Nah, I don't care. No, you get that be like, my be and move on. Don't worry. We don't give a fuck, right? We actually know. I do, bro. No, you don't. You're actually lying. You call everybody nonchalant. Like, you see somebody, oh my God, you're so nonchalant. They're backpedaling. Nah. But randomly, I don't know if you're friends with Afro. Wait, who asked what? Wait, time out. Wait, Alexander, what did you ask? Wait, Alexander, wait, let me see. Yeah, hey, this is kind of, wait, what did they ask? Time out. Oh, I don't know who that nigga is. Yeah, that is a weird thing to ask. You're right to call them out, for sure. Yeah, but no, that fucking shit, that does feel weird. I don't know who that nigga is. You think let me tell you some real shit. You know what? You want some real ass tea about my friends? Most of them niggas ignoring my transition completely. Shit. Like, yo, most of them don't give a fuck. I'm gonna beat that ass. Oh, yo, let me be real. Yeah. Do you watch Drag Race? No, I don't watch Drag Race. Yeah. Ronnie. Not even just that. I'm gonna beat that ass. Like, I'm being so real. I think most of my friends just want to pretend I'm not transitioning, low key, but that's a conversation for another time. You know, that's a conversation for another time. I'll have that conversation in, you know what? I'll have that conversation in 5 years from now. I'll have that conversation when I'm 30, not when I'm 24, turning 25. I'll have that conversation when I'm 30. Not a conversation for right now. Yeah, that's not, yeah. Not that much. Yeah. Oh, let me eat this clementine and we do the makeup. It's dropping it and nobody talks about it after a few days. That is high key true. Hey man, as long as nobody trying to. When's your birthday? June 29th. But yeah, no, it's crazy. I guess like the way I make my space is very specific, you know? Like I make sure to set boundaries and shit like that. And it's like I think that's what lacks in internet spaces, real boundaries. Like people will let anybody in their internet and belittle them, but I'm not somebody that wants to belittle people. Like I'm gonna be like, yo, if you actually act up, you're not gonna be here anymore. You know? There's this sense of you can always return back to a space in a lot of internet day and age. You know what I mean? There's a way to return. There's a way to return. Loki set that boundary. It's like you won't be back here, and that's fine. Cause you know what's funny? About her boundaries online too. I don't know if you know her channel. No, I do not. You know what's funny? I don't even think my boundaries are strict. I don't even think my boundaries are that strict. You know, is that ironic? Like I actually don't. Like the difference between me and people is just that I just block and mute people that annoy me. And a lot of streamers and content creators just deal with the annoyance because it just gets some more interactions and shit. Oh yeah, I've seen her channel before. What I hope to help you come to grips with. The outcome is inescapable. Last month, oh, that's fire. Yo, going to your panel would have been a great. Can I talk about my YouTubing? Actually, and why I don't like networking with creators. And you know what's funny? I think I actually cried when I ran into FD Signifier's channel. Like I actually cried. Like I actually like really cried. I teared up. Like I was like, oh wow, this was an option. Because as a YouTuber, when I was a YouTuber early on, I felt like the ladder I had to climb. The closer I got to it was ignorance. Like my ladder was Etika, and the more I got closer to that ladder of not just Etika, but I guess that environment Etika was in. No, let me finish what I'm saying. Just hear me out. It's like, oh, do I have to be okay with white people saying the N-word? Do I have to be okay with these homophobic jokes? Do I have to be okay with the misogynistic comments towards women? And even women streamers are actually okay with it. Like they play around it, they joke, but they're actually at the end of the day okay with it because they're still saying those jokes around them. You know what I mean? And it's like, do I have to play this game of charismatic disrespect, charismatic bigotry? Because that's what it is. It's charismatic disrespect. It's charismatic bigotry. It's bigotry that's like likable. That's what it is, right? And do I have to play this? Do I have to play this game? Right, where I have to be in these spaces where it's like no matter what, it's just controversy just to have self-respect, you know. And it destroyed my motivation for streaming. It destroyed my motivation for being a creator. It destroyed my motivation to want to be a video essayist because I saw the spaces I was in, I'd be like ridiculed, and it's like, do you think I got tired of fighting every day? And then I saw FD Signifier's channel and how he was able to build his audience and how it came from a place of openness, understanding, holding people accountable, and trying to be respectful to people as possible. And I cried because I was like, I wish I saw that when I was a kid. I found him out the Lauryn Hill video, and I'm like, I really wish I had that image as a kid, actually. Cause I actually don't trust YouTubers. I wish I could network. I wish I could build connections. But I can't because my imagery of that ladder climb was still ignorance and bigotry. And it's like, now there's like another, like there was actually a good image for a ladder to climb that was as a creator that's more than just that ignorance and bigotry. You know, like there was another way. There was actually another way. You know, like there was another way. And that hurts so much finding that out way too like in entertainment if that, and that's why I think I really like I don't take any of my content seriously, and I wish I could, but I don't. You know, and I think I really get sad that I hate networking with people. I hate that I get sad that I don't trust nobody. I hate that I get sad that I'm like very standoff. I low key think like I think my not me as a person, but my energy is standoffish unless you do the most to get to know me. Cause of that, you know, and I think that's what hurt like watching his new the Tyler Perry video. You know what I mean? Cause it's like how he like built that table and shit. It hurt cause I was like, wow. Because remember, before y'all knew me, I've been streaming since 2016, 2017. So I didn't really pivot who I was as a person, my content. Like I might have turned it down, but I didn't really start truly pivoting until like 2020, late 2022, early 2023. That's when I truly started pivoting to the person that you see today, right? That's when I truly started pivoting. You know, and it's like I just didn't have that imagery. I wasn't in proximity to that imagery of what we could have been, what we could be, you know, on the internet specifically. You know, it's like even with the entertainment industry, it's Will Smith, it's Tyler Perry. You know, look how rich and successful they are. You know, it's funny, like looking back at it, like when it came to Attica, he was a Will Smith presence. You know what I mean? A lot of people called him like the Will Smith of Nintendo. Like he was like a Will Smith etiquette to him. You know, it's like these are the people that we're supposed to be. You know what I mean? These are the people we're supposed to be. All right. Etika, Etika. It's crazy. It's crazy the journey you specifically have, because I had to talk to people to this day I've met through Attica servers there, and their vision of you is not who you are now. They don't know who I am. No, it's crazy. It's crazy. Because I talk to people to this day. Big pillar for us. I'm saying he was a bad, not inherently a bad pillar, but a lot of people don't know who I am today. A lot of people don't. Like back then, a lot of people don't know who I am. You know, it's funny thinking about it. Like he was a good and bad pillar. He was a good and bad pillar. He was a good he was a good and bad pillar. A lot of people have a hard time accepting that. A lot of Attica fans have a hard time accepting that he was a good and bad pillar. He was good and bad. This thing in front of blow. I was gonna blow, but that's the thing. That's the thing. I was going insane when I was blowing up. I was going insane. I was actually going insane. I was going insane. I was on a come up, and I was insane. And the ladder I was chasing was damaging and destroying me, and it was so obvious. It was so obvious with how it was destroying me. Because I'm like it was so, and that's why like I really like I couldn't keep streaming like that. Like I realized like I couldn't be a coon. Like I actually couldn't. Like I hate to say it, I couldn't be a coon. There is this level of coonery that you have to accept when it comes to climbing up these social ladders of online entertainment. You know, there's a level of coonery that you have to embody and accept. And for some reason, I couldn't accept that. I couldn't accept that. I couldn't accept how I was being devalued. Why though? That's a question though. Why? Like I actually don't know why I wasn't able to accept that devalued perception. Like, I actually don't know why I wasn't able to accept that. Like, for some reason, deep down inside of me, I couldn't accept it. I couldn't. You know? Is streaming that detrimental for some odd reason? I don't get it. This is not just with streaming. This is the entertainment industry. And what's good, Ashton? And streaming is influenced by the entertainment industry. It's part of the entertainment industry. It's just more independent. You know what I mean? So it's not like it's like, this is the same shit entertainers have to go through. This is the same shit actors have to go through. They have to accept the coonery that they have to be. A lot of music artists stop being woke. A lot of music artists stop being political and get into ignorance because they realize their music can't reach people anymore. And because their music can't reach people, they realize they can't say shit because they're signed to the labels. So they try to have their music say shit, and they realize their music is not transformative enough, or it literally just can't change the world, and they start defaulting to ignorance, sadness, betrayal, la la la. This happens to so many people. Lauryn Hill, Erykah Badu, Kendrick Lamar, we could go on and on. Like Tupac, their music didn't change enough people for them to feel validated in what they was doing. You know what I mean? And they start defaulting to ignorance later because of it. You know what I mean? It's not just music artists. Actors, you have to play, if you're black, you have to play the slave role. You have to play the gangster role. And not gangster role in a transformative way. Gangster role in a way where it's not transformative. You're just a dumb little gangster that has a fucking gun. You know what I mean? You have to play the game. You have to play, now you have to play the uppity Negro role. Now you have to be the most charismatic person. Like, you know what I mean? This is not a streaming issue. It's an entertainment issue. It's an entertainment issue. That is a part of streaming. You know what I mean? It's an entertainment issue that's a part of streaming, YouTubing, all that stuff. Because who was the image for black creators back in the day? Who was the biggest image for social media black creators back in the day? Guess. This is easy. This is an easy answer. Who was the biggest image for success in social media back in the day? Who was it? For black creators, who was the image of success? King Batch. Boom. Exactly. King Batch. King Batch was the image that black people had to work to. We don't own it. That's what I was talking about. We are independent. That's why I'm saying, like, I'm really sad. I was really sad when I found I was really sad when I found FD Signifier's channel. Because it showed me there was another way, and it hurt finding that out 4 to 5 years after streaming consistently. Yeah, KSI also. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, it really hurt, you know, just to find out there was another way. You know, that's what really hurt, like, about it, like, finding his channel. Me, Changelo, I mean, still part of that. Ugh. Yeah, shout out to all you. When I saw Think Peace Trap pop up on my For You page in YouTube's, I was mad at that nigga, bro. I was so mad at that nigga because I was like, damn, I wish this is the shit I was doing when I was 18. I really wish this was the shit I was doing when I was 18. You know, I really wish this was the shit I was on when I was 18. I really wish this was the type of timing I was on when I was 18. I really wish it was. But I guess my experience is unique in a way where it's like, I think when it comes talking about, there's a vulnerability on the internet that I've given that I'm confidently say 99% of people have it. And I think that's where my experience could be better than others. But I don't know how to use that experience yet. You know what I mean? I don't. But I know it's valuable. Like, I know, like, maybe it's my ego. But I know what I have to. I know my experience is so fucking valuable because of the atonement and the accountability and the growth that I've taken and how much I share. Like, I'm telling y'all niggas, I'm gonna get canceled one day. Dead ass. I was saying crazy shit back in the day. It was that bad. Like, it was that bad. Right? I was saying a lot of crazy shit. You know what I mean? But, and it was interesting. I was always trying to and I'll never forget the mentality I had. I was always trying to one up myself. Like I was always trying. Like what's the like? I would say something crazy the next day, and I would be like, I need to say something crazier. And for like a good, like I was like, I want to say something crazy. I would say something crazy the next day, and I was like, I could do better. And I'd say something crazy the next day, and I think I could do better. And that's the cycle content creators that I was looking at. Like that's the Kai Cenat. I mean, you can say that's the Tyler creator, but you can say that's the Kai. You can say that's the Kai. You know what? You know what? You know why? That's like why I'm really mad at Tyler the creator. You know that's why I'm like really actually mad, because all he has to do is really be like, my fault, dog. You know what I mean? That's why I'm mad at Tyler the creator. All he needs to do, like when it comes to majority of these allegations, not like just be like my beat. Like no one would give a fuck. Yeah. No, he does not apologize. That's the worst part. He doesn't apologize in his music. He just says, I'm better now. I'm better now. So get over with. Who cares? I just wish he just said my fault. That's it. That's all. All you gotta say is, what's the fucking issue? And I know that's fair. But yeah, that's why I'm really mad at Tyler, because I'm projecting onto him. Because I was like, I had a very similar upbringing to Tyler on the internet, and I became better. And you know what? I'll be fair. To be fair, I never forget, I did delete 20,000 of my tweets. I deleted every tweet that I made before 2020. I will say that. Or 2020. I never forget. I went through a day, like 2 hours doing shit, because I was like, And not all 20,000 of the tweets were bad, but it's like, do you think I had the time to manage what somebody would look up one day and it'll pop up on their feed? No. So it's not the fact that 20,000 tweets were the worst thing in the world. No, it actually hurt me to delete those 20,000 tweets. But I thought, is it healthy for my mental health to just know somebody's gonna destroy my character off of something I said when I was 17 years old? I said no. I chose me. And it's like, you know what's the thing? I used to believe the internet cares about accountability, and it doesn't. You know? And that's why I deleted it. Cause I used to believe in the, I used to have faith in the internet's ability for accountability. Like I said, I want to make sure this is clear. Not all 20,000 of the tweets were terrible tweets. It was the fact that I wasn't going to go through all of them. A lot of them were great memories. A lot of them were just like me joshing around with friends. A lot of them were just me making connections with people. A lot of them were just selfies. A lot of them was just like cosplay. But I gave up. I lost faith in the internet's ability to want to hold people accountable. You know, I've given up on it. So I was like, yeah, I don't get what's good fuzzy elf. So I was like, I'm just gonna delete these 20,000 tweets because no one actually gives a fuck. You know what I mean? No one actually cares about accountability. No one does. You know, and I chose myself in that. It's never gonna come from a place of good intent. You're probably just gonna annoy some dude one day to bring up old shit. 100%. 100%. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, I think it's fine for, you know what's funny? I think it's perfectly fine for people to dislike me for shit I've said in the past. I think that's fair. I think that's, I will tell you some of the shit I've said right now. Right? I think that's perfectly fair. But strong but if there's a disingenuous intention on rather holding somebody accountable to just laughing at somebody, which would happen, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna entertain it. You know what I mean? I'm just not gonna entertain it. You know, I'm just not gonna entertain it. You feel me? I'm just not gonna entertain it too much. But I was saying crazy shit back then. But where was I going with this? Where was I going with this? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, no, and I was saying like how like jealous I was. Like I'm like like I saw Think Peace Tribe and I was like, damn. Like when they was 18, right? And I was like, damn, nigga. Like I'm pretty sure like they're 20, 21 now. But I was like, damn, nigga. You 18 making content like this? Fuck, I was on that type of timing. And I was climbing up, and that's why I kind of cried watching FD Stringer Files videos, because I was like, I didn't know there was another way. I didn't know who Cat Black was. But you gotta remember, and I think you know why FD Signifier like spoke to me, cause me and FD Signifier in a sense have similar like internet upbringings in a sense. No, not FD. Think piece. Not FD. FD's 36, 37. He's in the 30s to 40s. But FD knows how to talk to people like me. He was a Kanye fan. He was into edgy humor. He was a uppity ass Negro at one point. He would say himself, like you know, buying into respectability, politics, and shit like that. I feel like he has a way to talk to a lot of people because of his upbringing. You know what I mean? In a sense, and he knows how to hold space for some problematic people. You know, and I'm one of those problematic people he'd be able to hold space for. You know, like he knows how to hold space for problematic people because of his upbringing and his position of being a straight man, right? And it's you know what I mean, and I do think that's something that's how you speak to people. Like there's some people that need to use that role to hold space for niggas like that, you know, and in a sense, but it was like I wish I saw that imagery growing up. You know what I mean? Yeah. The middle ground to bring the older, younger generation. He's also a big representation of how the upbringing, things you are affected by your past. You could do things to help other people better, but you can do by yourself. Yeah, but that's crazy. I don't know. I really, you know what's crazy? I still don't have an idol though, but I wish I know you shouldn't have idols in life. I wish I had an idol, and I guess in like in a trans, I wish I had a mother for real. Somebody like I have aspects of life, but I wish I had an imagery where I really like wanted that to be that. That imagery I used to want to be was Attica, and that imagery was terrible. It was terrible. There's a reason why that nigga, unfortunately, offed himself. He put himself in a really bad position with his vulnerability. Really bad position. And yeah, it's nurturing that. I don't know who to look up. I don't know who I want to be. Like I actually like. It's so funny when people want me to be mother. People want me to be like people. Some people ask me to be mother. Their mother. I wish I had somebody to guide me. I did everything on my own. No, they for sure locale. Listen, I could go in depth on that, but I'd rather not. But cause listen, I could talk about that nigga for hours, but I'd rather not. But real life, you know. Even then, even if it's not real life, I wish I had like. There's no one I look at now, and I'm like, that's so me. You know. There's no one out there. There's no one I don't get it. I mean, maybe I'm trying. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like shit like this. And you're probably supposed to be like that for others. I don't know. I don't think I'm ever gonna find somebody like that, honestly. I don't think I'm ever going to. Like, I think that's just my truth. And it sucks, but that's just, it is what it is. And maybe, like, I need to be open to, like, helping guide people later in life. But just not right now. Not right now when I'm still living at my parents' place. I wake up and beat off and I don't have any money in my fucking bank account. And I don't got a job. Like, yo, I do not. I am surviving off of my parents' kindness right now, and niggas acting like, yo, can you be this? Yo, that's crazy. The government's design game. It is. We can say that's the government's design, but bottom line is, I'm not surviving. I'm not surviving. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not surviving on my own right now. That's bottom line. And does the government suck? Yes, it does. Do I deserve grace? Yes, I do. Am I in a mental or positional space to be looking after other niggas right now? Depends. Actually, that's not a no. That's actually not. It's not. That's not a no. It just depends. I'm not. I'm not in the. I'll say this. I don't want to. I'll say this. Not in a sense of a mentorship role. Not in a sense of a mentorship role. That's not that. Like, I don't want no mentorship shit. I want like that's the only thing. I don't want to like, no, like if we're not talking about mentorship, I feel that. You know what I mean? But I'm specifically talking about like in a way to mentor other people. I'm not in that space to guide nobody. But you know what's funny? I feel like a lot of people are projecting me to be a counselor. Like, a lot of people see me as like a counselor type of person. Like, it's either a teacher or a counselor, and I'm like,
don't let someone else beat you to it. Start your search today. Make it real with realtor.com.
you know what I mean? Like, the teacher or a counselor. I lead it. It's got to lead by example, show people adversity. Does it mean in the end road we don't have to be necessarily direct contact with a lot of these people, but if we see each other throughout the universe, we still. You know what's funny? Your heart's in the right place, and you're saying everything that's right. Like, I think the words that you're saying are truly correct and right. I'm gonna tell you some real shit about me. My whole existence is adversity. I'm tired of it. And I know black women are some of the most people that can relate with this. Everything we do, it has to be adversity to push through, imagery, rather than just living life and experiencing. So maybe the words I would say is different to show that we can see more experience in life rather than adversity. Because adversity, we have to be the image of that adversity or we die. You know what I mean? It's like I'm more so say like we have to have an image of experiencing life. I mean, how we like on the different levels of how we can experience life. I think that's a better way of phrasing it, because it's like the word adversity gives strong. Let's go Violet. I'm tired of no. I know what. No. I'm not tired. I don't want it. I don't want my existence to be an example of strength. I don't want my existence to be an example of perseverance. I don't want my existence to be an example of any of these things, of thriving in an oppressive society. I want my existence to be just experiencing life. It doesn't gotta be a fucking statement. It doesn't have to be some deep thing. I don't want to be a fucking political statement. I don't want to be one of these like things. And this is not to say I won't fight for people's rights. This is not to say I won't fight for people that are like my rights. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I want my existence to only primarily be when it represents me on how I experience life. That has nothing to do with how adversity I am. That has nothing to do with that. It means I wanted to experience this, and that's why I did it. It has nothing to be strong. Being idle seems dehumanizing. It is high key. That's when people say they idolize me. I'm like mute them. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like you're like that's not like that. I guess we all wish we had it. But yeah, no. Why does everything gotta be adversity? Why does everything gotta be the image for the collective? I guess was to be just like a good uncle that was cool, you know? Like anybody could come over me, talk to me like they wanted me or whatever. That's just not gonna be the case. That sounds like J. Cole. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yo, J. Cole really that cool ass uncle that's like got a little bit of ignorance in him. You know what I mean? But you could challenge him on it. You could be like, yo, brother. That's what J. Cole is. Like, he's that cool ass uncle that got a little bit of ignorance to him. Care about feminism though. Yo, you think J. Cole and Tyler Perry have the same idea as feminism? Where it's like they just go up to like the girl and be like, It's like there's this one TikTok about it, right, where J. Cole like literally him tells her to so use the lyrics about how you struggle, I still love you, la 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 la. You know what I mean? Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I want to be messy. I want to be flawed. Like I said, I want to be a slut. I want to be messy. I want to make out with people. I want to get into weird situations. I want to be I want to be in weird situations. I want to be in complicated situations. I want to be in stuff where I'm like caught up in I don't know how to explain my way out of it. You know what I mean? I want to be in where I'm the bad person where I get hurt. I want to be in situations that's like not to say I'm not safe, but to say that I'm living life and trying new things, experiencing new people, and seeing how it is. You know? I want to be messy. I don't want to be perfect. I want to be messy. I want to be messy. That's funny. Fucking Kanye. Oh, class. That's why, like, I don't think I will ever prescribe to being like a Marxist, right, or something like that. Not to say like or Lenin or these political ideologies. Not to say they're bad ideologies. It's more so to say that I don't think my idea of life could ever be simplified to just one ideology. Where it's like, oh, this system works. I can say what doesn't work, but I'm not gonna say a system that truly works for every human functionally. I could say some systems promote more connection than others, though. You know what I mean? Like, which is why I'm more opposed to being in community with somebody that's a Marxist rather than somebody that's a capitalist. You know what I mean? I feel like I'd be more opposed like someone that claims like that, but I don't think I'd ever call myself that because I'm more so just concerned about a human experience and all, at it all. You know? Even feminism, it's like feminism has so many different looks to it, so many different influences to it. Yeah. No, it's like more so like when these feel like there's people I'd rather associate with, you know, or I would associate with, and people I wouldn't. Like if you say, oh, I'm a hardcore capitalist. Actually, to be fair, I don't think that many Americans are hardcore capitalists. Like that's actually no, they're like Americans are actually not hardcore to capitalists because if they were hardcore to capitalists, they would accept the American economy should have fell in 2008. Like actually, like we don't know any we literally do not know hardcore capitalists. We don't because if you was a hardcore capitalist, you would be mad that the American empire survived 2008. It literally failed. Like the capitalism model of America literally failed. So like niggas are not even hardcore capitalists. Most niggas in America are actually socialists and they don't even know it. Most Americans are diet socialists. Most Americans are dead ass diet socialists. They just don't know it. They literally just don't know it. It's so weird. That's what propaganda does. That's what propaganda does. I love propaganda. But we thought through the ways of capitalism. Great eye self could work through capitalism, which actually doesn't work. Yeah, it's like to talk about like America has a lot of like social like you know Like you tell a bunch of people stuff like, oh yeah, I don't like socialism. And you tell them like stuff that actually is socialism. They're like, oh wait, I need that. And it's like, but that's what I said. Like I'm not gonna prescribe myself to one or the other. Joy is a form of resistance. I think saying joy is a form of resistance is low-key fucking stupid if you're not outside. like once you outside, eh. Or like how are you actively resisting in a sense? That's how I say. Like if you're actually resisting and then you're being joyful with your resistance, that's fine. But just getting HRT, then going working your corporate job. I'm not saying this is you, but let's say if a trans person is like, oh, the state doesn't want my, and you're fighting to be trans, your own personal experience, but you're on your own, and you go back to your corporate job and work that. I don't know. That's how I say. I'm chasing joy that would actually lead to more resisting things repeat away. You're chasing joy. I think that's our resistance. I don't know. It depends. I think saying that depends on the mouth of somebody that's saying that. You know? It really depends on the mouth. Like, joy is a form of resistance. Like, that's the only thing he's centered on. I mean, it's simple. I mean, I'm not saying like that's I'm not saying that's inherently bad. I'm not saying that's inherently bad. But I feel like you have to acknowledge that you still can get your joy easier than other people. You know what I mean? Your access to joy might be easier to other people. So it's like, when do you stop? You know, because joy is like a personal self-expression, and it's like there's your own. What's good, Chris? I'm doing great right now. I hope you're having a good one. But there is joy is something that's defined by the eyes of the beholder. Getting into things that it kind of devalues, it gives it own structure value, which is interesting. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like it's like the romanticization of like it's the romanticizing of everything. You know what I mean? Like, can I be honest? This is just me personally. I'd rather say the fight for autonomy is better than the fight for joy. Yeah, I mean, the fight for autonomy to be able to have more control over your life is a better thing to fight. Because joy, I feel like it's a romanticization. Because like you're not just gonna be happy after everything's over, and it's nice to be happy. It's nice to have something to look forward to. I think that's great. But it's like there is an easier way for you specifically to find joy than somebody else in this world. And I know you say like more joy, but does it really? Does it really? Like, and that's what I want to ask. Like, cause it's like you're young, you're still learning, unlearning your ignorance, and there's times where you're gonna feel joyful about stuff that's gonna put you in your tracks. You know, I think joy is a great thing to have. I think resistance, like seeing resistance, joy is a part of resistance is great. but I don't think that should be the center of resistance. You know what I mean? I think it comes with it, but I don't know. Like it being the center, I feel like it just depends on where you're at in life. You know, and that's why I'm a little bit indifferent. Like I gotta know where you at in life when you say this shit. Cause I know there's niggas that are actually in the streets. They are doing a lot of shit. You say joy is a form of resistance, they're gonna press the fuck out you. They are going to press the fuck out you. You know what I mean? They are gonna press the fuck out you. The whole emotional wheel is a form of resistance. I agree with that. Yeah, I do think that's way better. But it's like joy's kind of like, I don't know. It feels a little bit simple. That's why I say that's why I say autonomy. That's why I say the fight for autonomy sounds better than a fight for joy. Cause it's like autonomy is to have control over all your emotions. You know. Like it means to have control, like the ability for freedom of emotional choice. I feel like that's way better than just saying joy. Cause it's interesting. Happiness. I'm not explaining. I know what you're saying. Like I know you think I'm misunderstanding you. I'm not misunderstanding where you're coming from. I know exactly where you're coming from. But what I'm saying is there's still ignorance in you with how you define joy. Like you say you want joy for everybody, but what ignorance do you have in you that makes you stop at certain goals? Like let's talk about joy for everybody. Like you know what I mean? Like liberation. Like yeah, no, like joy for everybody, liberation. You don't know what that looks like for everybody. You don't know how that affects the way how you view, see, and progress your life. You know? And that's why I say when we focus on joy, it's still your own perception of joy. Like you want to say you encompass everybody, but that's still your own perception, and your own perception still has limitations. Your own perception of joy still has limitations, whether how inclusive you want to be with it. You know? Like, and that's why I say it's like no matter how best you try to explain it, you do not have the perfect representation of inclusivity, that joy that could be inclusive of everybody's joy. You don't have that image. You know what I mean? You don't have that imagery, you know? I'm always reading and learning. Yeah, I know, but that's why I say that's fine. Like, that's why I'm saying like I am challenging you right now. But that's why I'm saying it's like I don't know, joy for everybody. I feel like it simplifies the human experience. I didn't encapsulate it all. Can't walking in a park in a place for you and your family identify it all. What does that look like though? Like we have to keep going further. I mean, I think that's great. I think that's like a beautiful thing to imagine. I think that's a great thing to imagine. But like, what does joy for all look like? Let me tell you some real shit. You want to talk about walking in a park? Central Park was made to destroy the biggest park in New York City. Destroyed. You see there's the limitations in your logistics right there. What did that park do? You got to understand, a lot of parks in America are Native American and black communities that were destroyed to make that park. There's the limitation right there. You're walking on dead bodies right now. You're walking on graves. You're boating on graves. You're fishing on graves. You know, that's how deep this shit is. You know, and that's why I say it's like that's a nice imagery to have. But let's look at do you even know the full reality of your imagery that you have? You know, that's why I say there's limitations in just only focusing on joy. There's limitations. It's still joy is still just a limited system of, if black people were just more joyous, that still doesn't erase the fact to erase the capital. Exactly. It is interesting. I guess joy is autonomy. Joy, but that's the thing. Joy is more than autonomy. Joy is not autonomy. Just not like that's the guy. Like joy is a specific. Autonomy is everything. Autonomy is everything. That's why I said when we talk about specifically joy, it's like yeah, golf courses are mass graves that use the wealth to hide their wealth. Exactly. You'll pick up on it. I guess if we're talking about the joy as a form of resistance, and I was saying like your perception and focus on joy, especially if you're American, is ignorant, and it will never be as inclusive as you want it to be, you know. So that's why I'm saying it's like I feel like you should more show focus on autonomy in general rather than specifically joy. Because like I said, I'm being nice with it. There's niggas that will press you for saying that shit. Like, they don't give a fuck if you read it. They slapping the book out your hand and be like, what are you doing about the niggas burning right now? How much are you in the streets? Where is your advocacy going? Who are the unhoused niggas that you housing? There's niggas that will press you. You know what I mean? There's niggas that will press you. That isn't productive. No! You say that's not productive. Yo, you saying that's not productive is another sign of your limitation of thought, because they're centering the victims of everything. They're centering the victims. That's what they're doing. When you center victims, you have no tolerance for anybody that's ineffective and that's speaking all this word that's ineffective with the actions that they're doing. When you center victims, you don't give a fuck about anybody else but the victims. You want to be defensive. The people that center victims are not defensive of themselves. They're defensive of the victims and their livelihood. So when they see words, narratives getting thrown out there, they don't feel like it's ever truly centering a victim. Is it a Congo opposed to the joy to Australians, opposed to Jordan? Exactly. No, I think that's such a great point. I think that's such a great point. I think that's a what is joy to the Congo? What is joy to Australia? What is joy to North Koreans? And even then, it's like, you know what? Or what is it? Is it? No, and it's crazy. You can that's what I say. You can manufacture joy. You can manufacture joy. You can manufacture that. I think that's a great thing. You can manufacture joy. You can manufacture joy and make it a force of imperialism. That's why I think autonomy is such a great thing, because there is a way to appeal to somebody's sense of joy. Because think about it. What does joy look like to the? Like, listen. If the U.S. were to still be an imperialistic nation but stop killing 50% and just like start building houses in the Congo, start building infrastructure for the Congolese, I think a lot of them niggas would be joyful about that. Is that true autonomy? No. You know what I mean? We gotta understand, joy can be manufactured. Joy can be built up. Joy can be sold. Joy can be sold, manufactured, built up, propagandized, all that jazz, you know? That's why I say it's like joy as a concept is something that's so vast and big. I think while it's important to have, it shouldn't just be the center of everything. It shouldn't just be the center of everything. It shouldn't be. And like I said, I'm being nice with it right now. I'm being nice with it. That's why I said it's a bit childish to be so focused. Venezuela's example, yeah. Very one specific thing. It comes from very specific circumstances. No, see, you're just wrong. You're just wrong on that. You're actually just wrong. You're actually just wrong. I'm sorry to say, like, that's why see, the fact that you said that is the reason why I actually like said, where's your praxis at? Because the way where you're coming from with your joy, it's like there's not one specific thing of joy. Yeah, you can say autonomy, but autonomy is not joy. Joy can be sold. Yeah, it is. But they're in the Discord. Like joy can be sold. Like Venezuela is a great example for me how I feel joy. And then now you're talking about how you see, and now you're contradicting yourself now. You see that now I'm saying how you contradict yourself, because you say I want joy in how I view it for other people, and now you're talking about your own perception. You see where the contradiction is coming from now? It's like you're not strong in your belief system, and it's to say that just solely centering joy is not a strong belief system, because now you're contradicting yourself in your wording. You know, this is not me attacking you, but I am challenging you right now. Like, I'm dead ass challenging you. I'm not trying to attack you, but I'm definitely challenging you right now, and that's why I'm saying it's like it should like a bit more than that. It's like we cannot just simplify everything to just everybody wanting a happy moment. It could be good imagery, but it cannot be simplified to that. You know, a lot of Maduro brought a lot of people joy, but it didn't bring change. Oh, no, it's helpful. Thank you for the comment. No problem. No problem. I just want to make sure that's clear. But yeah, that's why I say it's like when we talk about joy as a form of resistance, while it is, I don't think your your ideology of joy should be the center, because joy is an experience that could be sold. Joy is an experience that could be manufactured. Joy is an experience that looks so many different ways. And that's why I say, like, I feel like it's better to say, oh, giving people autonomy to live their lives and help them out is way better than what joy can be. You know? Joy is around with that right to be messy, a human without having to fight to exist. Exactly. Like, you think being messy is joyful? And you know what that is, Varlet? You know what that is? Autonomy. Yeah, that's autonomy. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's autonomy. Yeah. Damn. I'm really smart. I'm sorry, y'all. My fault. Yeah. But yeah, that's why I say it's like it's a bit laughable for us to say joy is a form of resistance. And it's like, it's funny because it's like with Kamalu said, right? Oh, what about the imagery of a family? You just want to walk your family in a park. And it's like, unfortunately, while that's a great imagery, a lot of parks were built off of destroying communities. So it's like, even that imagery is neglectful and harmful. Isn't that the sad thing about it? Like, even that imagery of walking in a park with your family as a sense of peace is ignorant in its own way. That's ignoring the families that were bulldozed by some of the most famous and biggest parks out there. You know what I mean? And it's not to say like, oh, you're a terrible person for that, but it's more so to say like, where is this perspective changing? Like, giving sin to those who didn't make those choices. Does it matter? You're centering people that benefit from abuse. You're not centering the victims when you say stuff like that. It doesn't matter if I'm giving sin to something. Did I say those people are a piece of shit? No, but you said something defensive. Because I'm saying we should center, the more you're centering people that are benefactors to abuse. We are benefactors to abuse. We are all if you live in America, you are a benefactor to abuse. You're a benefactor to excessive violence, and you are a benefactor to genocide. End of story. If you are in the Western world, Europe, Canada, in general, you are a benefactor to genocide. You benefit from it. You're a benefactor of a system of abuse, all that jazz. It doesn't matter if you're giving sin to those who did or didn't make that choice, because niggas are just dying. Because niggas are just dying. Niggas are just dying. You know what I mean? It's irrelevant to giving sin for people who didn't make those choices. How can we get it clean? I mean, that's something for you to ask. But think about it. You think the people that are living in these genocides thinking not all Americans? Like imagine an American bomb just dropped, killed your whole family. You think that nigga is thinking not all Americans? That would be you know what I mean? Like, you thinking not all Americans? I just want to ask you, in general, people ask Americans not doing anything about it. That's why Americans not doing anything about it. You think the purpose is to get them clean? I think, Varlet, that's actually such a great question. Who says we could, it's popular towards a whole, yeah, some Vietnam people do, some people don't. You, like you're talking about, and you're talking about Vietnam people today, not back in the day when U.S. soldiers were raping these women. They wasn't purely, they was raping the woman. Like, it was horrific what they were doing in Vietnam. It was horrific. Now, you have to like acknowledge like but it's like, you know, it's far history, but we're talking about the current time. If it, like, you can't say Vietnam people like it is all caps. It's like, oh yeah, we don't care about Americans, because you're talking about tourist spots. Tourist spots. Tourist spots are supposed to appeal to people coming in and out the country. What about the country areas? Of course, you go to a tourist area, they're gonna appeal to tourists. Americans bring money in. Of course, they're gonna appeal to the tourists and make tourists feel comfortable in tourist spots. That's not a great example of what the like conscious of it is, you know. And now what I want to say is that why is the purpose about getting our hands clean rather than righting the wrongs? Yeah, I mean, my question is, why are we so like, it's not about getting our hands clean. Like, it's not like there is this obsession with purity rather than making things right. The center of you're the center of your ideology, if you are a benefactor to abuse, should never be how do I wipe these bloods off my hands. It's how do I take steps in life where more bloodshed cannot happen. Because guess what, even let's talk about abuse terms. If you're a rapist, you're a rapist. You can't change that. The blood was already on your hands. But if you want to actually atone, in a sense, not even atone, how do you prevent stuff in life where people aren't like you? You need to stop focus. When you focus on how do I like the blood off my hands, guess what? You center yourself rather than the victims of abuse. You're not centering the victim of abuse. You're centering your defensiveness and how can I look like a good person. I don't give a fuck if you're a good person. Personally, me, I don't give a fuck. I care if you're centering victims of abuse. Does your logistics, does your line of thinking hold space for victims of abuse rather than defending people that are benefactors of abuse? That's the question I ask. And if you think, oh, the people that benefit abuse, they don't deserve it, they're not that bad, they're not bad. Boom! You're not thinking about the victim anymore. You already moved on from thinking about the victim and the perception that people benefit from being next to an abuser or benefiting from an abuser. Fixing wrongness and go to a better future. Yeah, I know, but the question that you ask is revealing. When you say, how do we wipe the bloods off our hands? I feel like I'm not, listen, do you think I have the right answer for that? No, there's a bunch of people that have theories. They theorize this, like they theorize for years. There's I don't have the right answer for you to how to make it better, but my question is, where is your line of thinking aligned to? Where is your line of thinking? Where is the wording that you're using coming from? And that's where it comes from. That's why I said I have a huge problem with the idea of joy is a resistance, because where is that perception of joy coming from? You know what I mean? Where is that perception of peace coming from? What is that imagery of peace, perception, all that? Where's that coming from? You know what I mean? Where's that perception coming from? You know? And it's like, if I challenge you guys on that, usually you'll use wording that shows you're in line with somebody that's trying to seem like a good person. Remember, wording, and wording tells a lot, no matter what, about you. Now, it doesn't mean you're dumb or smart, but it says a lot about how you perceive yourself a lot of times and how you perceive others, right? Right? And it will show that it will show your ignorance. Like, if I were to really sit down and challenge you on the words how you see. So that's why I say, like, I feel like when we talk about autonomy, when people have, like, I feel like when we use the word autonomy, I wish people were to have the individualistic autonomy to make messy mistakes in life. That is a word that encapsulates more. That is a word that welcomes more. That is autonomy cannot be sold. Autonomy cannot be dished out. You know what I mean? Autonomy is not, like, joy can be sold. Sadness can be sold. How do you sell autonomy? Because autonomy is control of somebody else. You know what I mean? Like that's why I say, like, it's very important to use words. Like you know? Shit like that. Yeah, but thank you. A book read. That's good. No, like I said, like I look. I feel it. Like I think joys of resistance is a great idea. Like I think it's a form of I think I'm not minimizing that, but I'm saying more so the idea of centering that. I will challenge your life ideas. Not to say you're right and wrong in that, but if I start challenging you and I get you in a corner, that says a lot about you saying joy is a form of resistance. You feel me? That in my personal opinion. So it's not necessarily go against the idea of that, but it's more so necessarily go against the idea of what perspective are you at in life to be saying that? What praxis, what movement, what have you been doing in your life to have the right to be saying that? You know? That's my question. I think you can say it's a form of resistance. I think it's fine, but like to center it purely. Questions need to be asked. You know what I mean? Disability rights, how people in loving and supportive communities. You know what's funny? I think that's a great perspective. Have natural more accommodations. No, that's great. No, I think that's great. I think that's a great perspective, but I think we could bring it to like this. Do you think most niggas that are using joy as a form of resistance acknowledge the disability communities outreach from that? You know what I mean? It's like that's a term. So you're saying that term originated for people that have disabilities. You know what I mean? That, and I feel like if you started off with that, I'd be like, that's fair. You know what I mean? Because joy is a form of resistance for people. If you're saying that phrase that you had originated from people that are disabled, that don't have autonomy, it's like, I'll fight for their joy. I think that's perfectly valid. Centering, that's like, you know what I mean? Centering the victim of their situations. But it's like, let's say, I don't know this for sure, but let's say hypothetically, joy is a form of resistance. Oh, one example would just be for the concept. Oh, okay. But yeah, no. It's definitely a good concept. I'm not saying it's not, but it's like if you're not centering victims of it, it turns into that phrase turns into say her name. What do I mean by say her? What that turns into a phrase to say her name? Say her name is a phrase used for black women, and the reason why say her name was a phrase used for black women is because you know, whenever a black woman got killed by cops, it'd be black woman, black woman, black woman. It would never be her name. And they said say her name because at all times. Then people started co-opted with say her name, with say his name, saying like with white people, black man, all that jazz, when that was a phrase and a term specifically made for black women. You know? And that phrase is, you know what I mean? So it's like, one of these phrases, you know, lose the people that it's truly representing. Support of people, just doesn't left behind. Yeah, but it's like, it's interesting because I feel like with my ideology, we like to say it's a society that supports and loves and uplifts people. And I think that goes against what's my ideology on love, because I don't think all love is valid. Like, we like to say love is this objective truth of morality and good. And I actually disagree. I think love is a concept to the eyes of the beholder, you know, and it varies in different ways. The way how somebody loves you can be destructive in you. And we see this in parents. We see this in families. We see this in ways how parents try to protect you from the real world, and they still try to show up for you, but they still have huge ignorance in their love that's so damaging or harmful that you will probably never get over in life. So it's like when it comes to me and my version of love, my identity of love, I've accepted that there's some evil forms of love. Empathy then? Hey, some people are empathetic and they want to kill you. What if a nigga's understanding and they still don't give a fuck? You know what I mean? That's why I say when it comes to these words are very malleable. These words are very malleable. right? Very malleable, because they're concepts to the eyes of the beholder, right? Uh, right? So my question is like, why? Like that's why I say like autonomy is something better than everything else. That's why I say autonomy is like such a better word. Love, joy, empathy are all such vast concepts. When autonomy is a vast concept, but it still centers. I think autonomy as a word centers victims the most. Because we want autonomy for everybody. Autonomy for victims to live their life in a healthy way. I feel like autonomy is a word that centers everybody. That's great. Because if we truly talk about the conversation of autonomy, and we truly have a conversation about the idea of autonomy and autonomy for everybody, it will inherently always center victims of abuse. It will always center victims of abuse. Always. It will always center victims of abuse. You know, if we talk about autonomy. Yeesh. I might be wrong on that, but that's how I see it. Yeesh. Whew. It might not always be the case because it's still like. It might not always be the case, but I think it's better than joy.
Wanted to shoot a movie, but now they are the movie. There is no way down the mountain. The mountain, it's a jungle out there.
Said it. The way our culture is built, our community creates a social safety net. I guess maybe you could argue like communal joy. But even that, like, it's hard for me to say like where do these things like where do like my question is where do these people creativity for joy end? You know, that's my question. Oof. Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. So I like. It's good. That's how you do it. I'm just like zoning out because I had a very clear like. I'm just exhausted while having this conversation. Not in a bad way. It was a good conversation. I'm just exhausted. Yeah, you feel me? I'm just exhausted. Whew. I'm just a little bit exhausted. I'm like, oof. So that was no, it's good. It was a good conversation. I'm just like, woo, fuck. I'm fine with being silly now. Like we if niggas want to start acting silly, niggas are silly. Oof. I'm sorry. It was just like, hey, shout out to Palestine. Shout out to Palestine. But so it's like, oof. That discussion required a lot of brain thinking power. That conversation, like, I have to believe for. That's good. Yeah, because I never came after joy. Because I never came after the idea of centering joy necessarily, but I challenge people's imagery on joy rather than the concept of it. You know, I feel like that's why I say I find it like weird centering, because you can't center joy, right? It has to be more than that. You know, it has to be deeper than that than just centering joy. I think we had a lot. I think we had a great example earlier. You know, a lot of people like to center abusers. No, I'm saying this naturally. So I think this is the reason why I don't like talk about TikTok stuff like that. Everybody likes centering abusers rather than the victims when it comes from their perspective on talking about certain things. They always center the abusers and the abuser growth to being redeemed rather than the victim's growth into being able to live their lives. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, yeah, it's never centered on how the victim's doing. It's always centered on how can we accept the abuser back into society. It's always that. You know what I mean? It's always that. Victims are never centered when it comes to these discussions. You know? And I might have some ignorance when it comes to me with that. Victims. I don't know what justice I believe in. I believe in reformation also. But I think in a violent society, I don't ever want to be a circle where my circle is a place for that reformation. That's not going to be my circle. For sexual predators, sexual assaulters, sexual abusers, rapists, all that jazz, that is not something I'll tolerate in my circle. That is something that you will not reform yourself in my circle. And if you happen to die, die. I'm going to say it, die. Because the society, listen, we like to say, I hate saying this because I don't think I'm right. I don't think I'm right when I say this. But this is where I'm at in life right now, specifically where I'm at in life right now. We're in a violent society. And the only way to combat violence is with violence, unfortunately. It's always the victims have to get over it. It's always the victims have to let people reform and be better. I can't stand it. Like, this idea of reformation, low-key, is like, I think it like, I don't know how it considers the victim. I don't. Because that's a life-changing, altering thing that happens to these people, and their lives will never be the same again because of these abusers. What? I want to believe in reformation, and I wish I did right now in life. I really wish I did. Like, I want to so badly. But low-key, I just don't give a fuck about reformation right now. I can't give a fuck. You know, I can't give a fuck because what does stuff like you know what I mean? Maybe I need more I need to talk to more people, right? I need to talk to more people, right? But the way how society centers victims of abuse. I mean, like, decenters victims of abuse in every conversation that it can get. Honestly, I low-key hope you die. You know what I mean? I'm sorry if you're an abuser, because victims are never going to be able to change. They're never going to be able to get you. You're stuck. Your abuse is stuck with them for the rest of their lives. Forever. You know. I don't believe everyone can be reformed. I mean, reformation is part of punishment. But that's why I can't give a fuck about reformation right now. Like, I can't. I have my circle right here. There's stuff I'm willing to tolerate and there's stuff I won't. Once I don't tolerate that, this is why I can't be a politician. This is why I can't be a politician. Because you're not going to be in my fucking circle like that. You're not. You're just not going to be. I don't give a fuck. You're not going to be in my circle. You're not going to reform yourself here because I want this to be a safe space for the victim of abuse rather than your fucking ass. These people look how their own actions hurt. I feel like for Americans, it's hard to center the victims because as Americans, that line of thought process makes us realize how we do benefit from abuse. And we don't want to accept that. We don't want to acknowledge that as Americans. We just don't want to accept it. I thank you, Cannibal. I appreciate it. I appreciate much love. Oof. It's heavy. That's why I was like, I really want to believe in I really want to believe in reformation. Like, I really do. But I don't have the imagination to consider that right now. Unfortunately, I don't. I don't have the imagination to consider that right now. I don't have the creativity to consider that right now, and that's a flaw on my end. But I guess maybe it's because I need to rebuild the idea of how I see reformation. You know? This is why you read. This is why you read. This is why you read. This is why you fucking read. Hey, this crime could be going back into society. Depends. Those people gotta go. You know what's funny? I don't agree with both of you guys either. You know, that's the duality of my thought process. I don't believe in what you guys are saying. High key. I don't. I actually disagree with both of y'all. I don't think death is the best punishment. But I do, maybe society, like I belong in society. Maybe I do believe in dishonor and exiling niggas. Maybe I do believe in that. I don't know. Yeah, you know what it is? It's like, if you need to be reformed, you can't be back in these spaces. You got to go to these spaces. I feel like that's a good way of putting it. You can't be in these spaces. You got to go in other spaces. Yeah, I know. I read some of that. I read that. Mercy. What is mercy? Oof. And we're talking about crime like there's a I don't think we should say in crime. I don't think we should use the word crime. I don't think we should use the word crime. I don't think we should use the word crime. You know what I mean? I think we shouldn't use the word crime. I feel like we're centering victims of abuse rather than crime. Because crime is to the eyes of the beholder of what society you're in, and that could be different things. Why is Persona music on right now? Oh, it's not Persona music. My fault. It's still Pokemon. This is tough. I guess I'm not that creative. I did too much thinking power today on the stream. Too much thinking power. And I didn't even do my makeup. Ugh. I'm gonna wrap up the live now because it's like, oof. There's the other stuff I need to do, but it's a lot of like pondering. Like I'm pondering now. Like I'm kind of lost for words when it comes to this discussion. I'm pondering. It's been 2 hours, right? I feel like it's fair. I may be back later, but yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up. Yeesh. But thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. Peace out, y'all.